Hello folks, I'm broadcasting tonight from underneath a tree in the Beaver Garden, and tonight's candle is going to be all about ways that you can engage and get involved if you're around the Beaver area or even the greater Belfast area. A couple of ways, even while we're figuring out how bubbles work and what church looks like for this next season, here are a few things that you can do. So the first one is to visit this garden. You might remember a couple of weeks ago I was telling you all about cairns and about how we have started to try to build these prayer cairns here in the Beaver Garden. We started off with a thankful cairn with just a few stones, and it's great to see that just a few short weeks later the stones have multiplied and had many babies. Many reasons to be thankful are starting to pop up on that first little cairn. And now we have two more new cairns that have joined it. There is a places cairn, so places that we're praying for, hospitals, schools, down at the far end of the garden. And again, you can see, even just a week or two in, we have started to have a few stones and prayers appearing there. And then right over at the very back corner of the garden, we have a people cairn. All of us are worried about someone at the minute, aren't we? And so we're inviting you to put a name, just the first name, because we think it would be a little bit weird if you ever saw your full name sitting on a stone in a prayer garden. So just put a first name on a stone and come along here to the garden, lay down the stone, pray the prayer, and just lift up that person to God. Now, as well as our three cairns here in the garden, this tree from which I am speaking to you now, this is our newest part of the garden. Lizette painted all these amazing signs for us, and back during the week there, Ken and Elizabeth and I were dangling around on ladders, safety observed at all times of course, and we have hung the signs from this beautiful old tree. And there's a little stone under the tree, and the idea is that the stone is our look up point. We spend so much of our lives looking down, and especially when we're worried and weighed down, our gaze is downwards. But we're inviting you to come along and stand on this stone under the tree and look up. And when you look up into the branches, you'll see all these words hanging from the branches, and the idea is that this is the God is tree. So you look around all the signs: God is love, God is hope, God is real, God is kind, and you just can spend a few moments of worship standing here underneath the tree at the look up point. I had my lunch here just after we had dangled around hanging the signs from the tree. I brought my sandwiches underneath the tree here and just spent a few moments looking up at these words, and I can tell you it was lovely, it was beautiful. So come along, take some time, engage with what's going on, lay down some stones, look up at the words. Just enjoy engaging with God in this lovely space. The second way you can get involved is that we have this competition going on at the minute, Butterflies of Hope. So Catherine was telling us all about it during the service this morning.
Everyone in our church has been invited to design or decorate a butterfly that will send a message of hope out to our community and beyond. You can use your hands like this. You could draw your own template and stick on coloured paper. You could use paints, scraps of paper, you could paint rocks and stones, or you could use concrete, recycling, whatever you have available. Drop them into the church when they're finished, and if they need to be laminated or sprayed with protective spray, then we can do that to make them waterproof, and then we'll put them outside into the church garden and around the grounds. The deadline for this is 6 p.m. on the 30th of September, and we really look forward to seeing what all of you creative people can come up with.
And then the third and final way that you can get involved at the minute is with these daily candles, or weekly candles as they now are. The best ones are never the ones that I do, they're the ones that you guys have sent in, and I'm quite convinced there are loads more stories still to tell. And so I kind of want to give that little invitation again. Don't be sitting listening to me every week on the weekly candle. Send in your stories, your prayers, your poems, your thoughts, your tours, whatever it is that you want. I just love receiving your videos and your pictures and your stories. So, cairns in the garden, Butterflies of Hope, and being part of our weekly candle. 3 ways to get involved. And as always, 3 simple prayers we pray. For light in a dark world, and hope in a fearful heart, and peace in a troubled soul.